Hey guys, and thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Skin Time TV with Ashley Sutton. You know who it is. And again this week, do not mind my hair. I have a scarf on it because I'm doing like a little twist out thing. So as you can see, yeah, we got this little number going on. But anyways, y'all, in this episode, we're going to keep it black and white. Literally, we're going to talk about black and white heads. Oh man, I thought that was really clever. But yeah, we're gonna talk about black and white heads and how I extract them. To be honest, I mean, I don't really get a lot of blackheads, but they do pop up every once in a blue moon. I get whiteheads literally probably every day. A lot of people don't pay attention to them. They're just like, my skin is just bleh, it's just If you're not extracting your black and white heads, that is why your skin is bleh and you just really can't put a finger on it. You need to be paying attention to that because dirt, oil, bacteria, products, and just a whole bunch of mess really just gets built up on your skin and under the surface of your skin. And that's what causes blackheads. That's pretty much what it's made up of. Dead skin, bacteria, and all the other stuff I just mentioned. And then whiteheads, I don't even know what whiteheads really consist of, but it's pretty gross. It clogs your pores and it's gotta come out. So I'm just gonna introduce you to some of my little friends here that help me get the job done, and I'll show you how I use them a little bit later. So bam, these are my little guys. This is metal. These are rose gold, so they're super cute, but metal does the job. It can be silver, it can be gold, it can be rose gold, it can be painted black if you really want it to be. But I actually got these at Five Below, and you can get your extraction tools honestly anywhere. You can get them on Amazon. You can spend an arm and a leg and go to Sephora or, you know, one of those little mall beauty supply stores. You can literally find these just about anywhere. So let's just start with this guy. So the end here has a little needle. This is so you can pop, let me take any blemish, pimple, or the surface of the skin on a blackhead or whitehead. Now, I'm very sparing about this because you can really damage the skin using this and underneath your skin. So you have to be very, very careful not to dig too deep and not to get too needle happy with this little guy. So yeah, be careful. But I use this pretty rarely. I don't use it often at all. On the other end here, I use this the most. This end of the extractor is really good for removing whiteheads and squeezing out any blemishes, but I'll also show you another tool in my travel kit that helps squeeze out any nasty stuff from inside of your pimples or whiteheads or blackheads. But this is great for whitehead extraction. Next, this is a similar piece to what I just showed you here. The only thing is that this one is flat and obviously this one is angled. This is so you can get in all like the weird places, like the side of your nose or behind your ear, just any weird little odd cracks and crevices. But for me, I actually don't use this tool as often as I use this one. I can use this one on the side of my nose and pretty much anywhere where I get whiteheads. Now, I should have started with this, but I mostly get whiteheads on the side of my nose, on the tip of my nose, and underneath my chin. Every now and again, I'll get blackheads on my cheek. So I'm always conscious of that, and I'm always paying close attention to when my skin starts to look like blackheads are forming. But I feel like I avoid blackheads, in all honesty, pretty well just because I steam twice a week and I stick to my weekly skincare routine. So make sure you check out that video because it's gonna help you out a lot. You deserve good skin and you can have it. Watch that video. Okay, so the next tool, this is more of like a flathead tool. So I don't know if you can see the difference here between this and this, but of course it's longer, yes. But this tool is actually really great for removing larger blemishes. So if you have giant anythings on your face, this one's good for that. And the flat edge kind of gives it like a, you know, it's kind of like holding on the side of something while you scrape it, you know, type of thing. So it's great for blackheads and it's great for larger blemishes. Don't use this one too much either, but it's a handy dandy tool to have in my back pocket if I ever do have any large blemish, any large sort of breakout, and if any blackheads pop up on my face. So yeah. So yeah, I keep these very, very handy. I don't normally travel with these, but I do have this little guy here that is falling apart because he's gotten a lot of love. But this is my little toolkit that I take when I travel. Now it has a lot of little things in here and it's missing a couple things, but the important guy here is this. So this is another little mini extractor. This is the needle that compares to the needle on my full-size extractor. And on the other end of this little mini extractor is, I think this is called like a spoon extractor, but it has a circular head instead of this oval head that's on my normal sized extractor. And this is really good for pimples. And so if you pop a pimple, again, which its skin should already be broken before you pop it, or at least surfacing and looking like it's about to pop on the end before you use this needle, but pop it and then you can squeeze it with this. So this has been super handy, and even when I don't travel, I'll pull this guy out to get at pimples, because it seems to get a little bit better at pimples than this one. It just kind of hones in and circles around it. It's the right size and shape for my pimples, so I'll use this. But yeah, so that's it with my extractors. There are tons of other extractors and different heads on extractors that are best for blackheads, for bigger pimples, for smaller pimples, for more whiteheads, for different angles and contours of your face. But these are the main ones that I feel like would be useful to you, especially if you're starting out in the game and never even laid eyes on a tool like this. These are things you may have laid your eyes on and not your hands on. So definitely important to get these, especially if you have whiteheads. Now you may not even know that you have white or blackheads. So in just a bit here, I'm gonna show you how I use the extractors to get mine out. I'll go through my normal weekly skincare routine since this is a Wednesday, and then I'll get into the fun stuff. Now for the moment we've all been waiting for. So I always start using it up the side of my nose before I move on to my other areas. And I'm gonna go against gravity and just apply a lot of pressure and squeeze those whiteheads all the way out. Fair warning, this gets pretty gross. I'll move on to the other side of my nose, doing the same thing that I just did. The last part of my nose that gets whiteheads is the very center and right at the tip of my nose. So again, going upward and against gravity, squeezing those whiteheads right on out. Looking good. So I've got as many whiteheads out of my nose as possible. I missed the part where I steamed before this, but I definitely went through my normal Wednesday routine and steamed, so it was a lot easier to get these suckers out. And then finally, I'll move on to my chin. I'm gonna just fast forward here through the rest of my routine. And voila, as you can see, my pores look really great and I am super happy. So I'll continue on to the rest of my routine, finishing up at this point and making sure I seal in all of the work that I just did. So that is it. I hope you enjoyed, and most importantly, I hope that you learned something new today. Do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that notification bell so you miss no beats when my next episode drops. And thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Bye.